The fragile facade surrounding Meghan Markle appears to be unraveling fast. In a startling turn of royal events, Prince William, long known for his restraint, has broken his silence, revealing damning truths about his sister-in-law that have left the public reeling. Far from the image of victimhood she has carefully crafted over the years, William's revelations suggest a calculated and divisive figure operating behind palace walls. The future king's words paint Meghan not as a misunderstood outsider, but as a woman who strategically played a long game, using the royal platform for personal gain while tearing at the very fabric of the monarchy. This public unmasking came during a private but reportedly tense conversation that has now found its way into the headlines thanks to reliable palace insiders. William allegedly confirmed that tensions between him and Prince Harry weren't just about brotherly differences, but rather Meghan's consistent meddling in royal protocols, manipulation of Harry's loyalties, and attempts to isolate him from his family. Sources close to Kensington Palace have verified that William described Meghan's influence on Harry as toxic, accusing her of turning him against everything he once stood for. What's more, William's disclosure sheds light on the infamous fallout following Meghan and Harry's 2020 decision to step back from royal duties. At the time, the couple painted their departure as a necessary move for peace and independence. But behind palace doors, William insists the decision was not born out of mistreatment, but of Meghan's growing dissatisfaction with not being the center of attention. According to one royal aide, Meghan wanted the perks of royalty without the responsibilities, often pushing back on established customs and expecting to reshape centuries of tradition to suit her vision. Among the more disturbing claims is Meghan's alleged treatment of palace staff. Several former aides, once silenced by non-disclosure agreements, have reportedly come forward under legal advisement backing William's perspective. One former staffer claimed her demands were relentless and her disregard for protocol bordered on disrespect. Prince William was often the one stepping in to resolve the aftermath of her confrontations. The infamous bullying allegations, once downplayed by Meghan's camp as racially motivated smears, are now being reconsidered in light of new testimony and William's support of the victims. Even more unsettling is the way Meghan reportedly sought to control the public narrative. William is said to have confronted his brother after learning of Meghan's secret meetings with certain journalists where she allegedly leaked skewed information to generate sympathy and deflect criticism. One palace insider confirmed she was always 2 steps ahead when it came to PR. Everything was calculated. The Oprah interview wasn't a cry for help, it was a tactical strike. And let's not forget the Queen's final days. While the royal family gathered to honor their matriarch, Meghan's reported insistence on accompanying Harry, despite explicit requests for privacy, raised eyebrows. William was said to be infuriated by her attempt to insert herself into a moment of solemn unity, seeing it as yet another example of her need to remain at the center of attention regardless of decorum or family grief. Despite the risk of widening the family rift, William's decision to come forward, albeit indirectly, marks a pivotal shift in royal dynamics. No longer willing to let Meghan's narrative dominate the public sphere, he is reclaiming the story brick by brick. His statements, verified by multiple royal correspondents and insiders, are not careless accusations but long-guarded truths now deemed too damaging to remain hidden. The public, too, is beginning to re-evaluate the roles in this royal drama. Once heralded as a breath of fresh air, Meghan Markle now faces growing scrutiny not just from traditional royalists, but from neutral observers disillusioned by the constant contradictions in her story. From carefully staged interviews to Netflix documentaries riddled with inconsistencies, Meghan's media tactics are now seen by many as evidence of her manipulation rather than victimhood. In a monarchy that survives on tradition, dignity, and unity, Meghan's actions, now backed by William's rare candor, are being interpreted not as progressive reform, but as destructive rebellion. Whether this will lead to a formal statement from the palace remains uncertain, but what is clear is that Prince William has drawn a line in the sand. And for Meghan Markle, the mask may finally be slipping. The palace, long known for its mantra of never complain, never explain, may no longer have the luxury of silence. With Prince William subtly but firmly opening the floodgates, a new era of accountability seems to be dawning, one that challenges the carefully constructed narrative Meghan has promoted since her royal exit. Royal commentators suggest that this move signals more than just frustration. It is a strategic shift by the monarchy to reclaim control over public perception before more damage is done. While Meghan continues to present herself as a victim of an outdated and racially biased institution, William's revelations paint a contrasting picture of a woman who knowingly sowed division. His insight casts doubt on her claims of mistreatment and exclusion, instead pointing to a pattern of self-serving behavior cloaked in virtue. For the first time, many are beginning to question if Meghan's cries for justice were a smokescreen for ambition, one designed to destabilize a family already under immense public pressure. Behind closed doors, insiders report a renewed sense of resolve among senior royals to protect the institution from further exploitation. The Queen's passing was supposed to be a time of healing and unity, yet Meghan's persistent media presence, fueled by half-truths and dramatic retellings, made mourning a spectacle. Now, with William's influence growing stronger, the tone has changed. He is no longer just the heir to the throne, he's becoming the moral compass of the crown. And as the world watches, Meghan's once sympathetic,